Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to Sideways by Travis Meadows, and this is my very first time hearing Travis Meadows. I have no idea honestly what to expect today, but I'm excited to check it out nonetheless. I'll first be listening to the song and giving my real-time feedback and thoughts, and then after I'll give a lyrical analysis, so stick around for that. A big thank you goes to Thomas, whose generous support and request made this reaction possible. And now let's just jump in. He's got the Walter White hat with the feather. Okay, the Stevie Ray Vaughan hat. That's a beautiful acoustic tone.
If I could buy myself a conscience that wasn't broken,
Wow.
mend every fence I drove my hard head through,
If I could buy myself a conscience.
relock all the doors I wish I'd never opened,
Wow, wow, wow.
unlearn the things I wish I never knew.
Unlearn,
And
relock.
it came out through the bottle, came out through my fists.
I love his vocal
Came
delivery.
out way too early, I wish it never did.
Huh.
Push it down, comes out sideways.
Oh, do you hear that? The slide guitar here in the back coming from the top and just kind of like couching the sound of the acoustic guitar. It's like a warm hug.
Push it down, it comes out sideways.
Oh, wow.
Be the roads turn into highways. Push it down, it comes out sideways.
Wow, what a beautiful metaphor. Yeah, you try to bottle it up and no matter what, it'll peek its head out, right? It's like the groundhogs. You hit one and then it goes down, but then another pops up in its place. Another analogy would be the Hydra's heads, right? You cut off one head and 4 more take its place. Or maybe 3. I forget the true mythology.
Sideways, sideways. I have days where it's just nose above the water.
Oh.
Keep it together while I fall apart.
Love his vocal delivery, man. It's so good.
I have moments when I act just like my father,
Oh, Jesus.
the only man who ever broke my heart.
Wow.
And it comes out in my silence, sometimes unwanted tears. Comes out disguised as anger, but it's really fear. Push it down, comes out sideways.
Wow, I have chills.
Push it down, it comes out sideways. Be the roads turn into highways. Push it down, it comes out sideways. Yes, it does.
Oh my god. This is beautiful. An absolutely gorgeous sound here.
Push it down, it comes back up. Push
Comes
it
back up
down,
now.
it comes back up. Push it down, it comes back up. Push it down, it comes back up.
It's not even sideways anymore.
Push it down, it comes out sideways.
Oh, Jesus.
Push it down, it comes out sideways.
God, I should have prepared more for this. I feel like my body is like in minor anxiety / overdrive listening to this, and that's not a not a knock against the song or anything. It's just there's so much emotional content here. It's really riveting.
Comes out sideways. Push it down, it comes out sideways.
It's a nice run there.
Bitter roads turn into highways.
Do you hear how his voice like sometimes will break when he reaches those higher notes, like highways? Like it kind of almost like blinks out of existence and then he re-arrives at the note. But it's so like that kind of technique carries with it so much emotion. It makes the song and delivery feel so raw.
Bitter roads turn into highways.
It's so subtle, the break.
Push it down, it comes out sideways, sideways.
Even here he's compressing his delivery. Sideways. Oh, it's like lifting me up. Oof. Executive producer Derek Simon. Wow, I'm gonna have a lot of fun going through the lyrics here. Before we do that though, let me give you my initial thoughts of this one. It's so powerful. I love the instrumentation here. You just have three components here: the slide guitar, the regular acoustic guitar, and then Travis Meadows' voice. And it fills up the entire space of this track so effortlessly. And honestly, like the acoustic guitar is just like a backing track. There's nothing truly complex about what's being played there. And in a sense, the song is very simple in terms of its musicality and instrumentation. The lyrics and its delivery is really what drives it home. And the accenting after the fact from the slide guitar, it really sends this song into the high point, that crescendo, where all of the emotion has been built up, where we've relayed all of the lyrical content from the verses, and now we get to kind of, in a moment of catharsis, release it all with the slide guitar and the beauty in Travis's singing. This is a really good one. Thank you for the request, Thomas. Whew. This is why I love reacting on this channel, man. You guys have such good requests. All right, now we will get into the lyrical part of the analysis. But if you guys enjoyed the reaction, please subscribe. Feel free to request one yourself in the description box down below. But let's take a look at the lyrics, shall we? Okay, that's big enough, I believe, for the screen. We started off on this high note here. If I could buy myself a conscience that wasn't broken, mend every fence I drove my hard head through. There's some stubbornness, right? Relock all the doors I wish I never opened. Unlearn the things I wish I never knew. Like right here, you have jam-packed in here a lot of regret, a lot of guilt, a lot of inability to change the mistakes that have been made in the past. And it's like this feeling of self-shame. Like, I wish my brain wasn't broken. And these are statements, I've made myself in my own personal life and struggles with mental health, where I feel like everything is my fault. It's my mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. And the brain that I have is resulting in many failed behaviors and maladaptive behaviors. I wish I could just unlearn all of those things. I didn't want this negative brain programming, yet here we are. And now I have to put in the conscious effort to relearn the positive things and unlearn these negative behaviors and thought patterns. And it is so monumentally hard to even identify where those pitfalls are within one's own psyche. I mean, there's infinite amount of shadow work that needs to be done and can be done, and it's so hard to even step one tiny toe into that abyss. It should be done though. And it came out through the bottle. It came out through my fists. So there's like a violence here, the bottling of the emotion, but it comes out violently. It came out way too early. I wish it never did. Yeah, that's like one manifestation of this like maladaptive thought patterns and beliefs is through violence, through anger, because it's like I'm making all these mistakes. I have all of this self-loathing, and I'm not angry at somebody else. I'm angry at who I am as a person, and it comes out as an affront to somebody else, as a defense mechanism, as some inability to understand that what's happening to you is actually your own doing. Just because the external circumstances are what they are doesn't mean you have to respond in the way that you are. So when your anger comes out early and you do so without thinking properly, it results in more negative like downstream consequences. And the bottling here, it just, at some point it can't be contained, right? Push it down, it comes out sideways. Push it down, it comes out sideways. I just love that idea because I can visually see it. And the random reference I'll provide to you is those videos of a hydraulic press. And these are like short, like YouTube videos, you can find them, of the hydraulic press pressing down on some random object, and the object not only squishes, right, it breaks underneath all that pressure, but all the pieces shatter or kind of dissolve. Whatever the item is, they fall out of the space of the hydraulic press and, come out sideways. It's the exact same thing with one's emotions. You try to press them down and they don't just disappear. They don't vanish, right? What is Newton's law? Wherever there's a reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Energy, in this like closed system, if transferred to me, will have to be transferred externally. If I bottle it, it's not just gonna dissipate. It has to go somewhere. But it comes out sideways, and then it messes things up. Because sideways is another like term for things going poorly, right? They didn't go the way you wanted them to go. Bitter roads turn into highways. The issues become larger and metastasize. Push it down, it comes out sideways. Really powerful lyrics. I don't know, leave it in the comments. What do you guys think about all this? It's a very, very powerful song. I have days where it's just nose above the water. You're treading water, you're barely surviving. Keep it together while I fall apart. I have moments when I act just like my father, the only man that ever broke my heart. Man, this line here, like speaking on the generational traumas that exist, because, as a child, a lot of your learned behaviors come obviously from your parents, and if you're a male, they come from the male father figure. And if your father is not capable of managing their own emotions and they bottle their emotions and then it comes out sideways, well, that's kind of what you learned to do, right? It makes sense why you would follow in their footsteps, because that was what was literally shown to you via the experience of being that father's child. And it's crazy because it's the only man that ever broke my heart. I mean, presumably if this is like a heterosexual individual, then like women were breaking his heart. So this is the only man that could have ever broken my heart via his anger and poor displays and inability to regulate his own emotions. Really profound. And I'm sure many of us can relate to this, blaming our parents for their wrongdoings and then acting out, but really reenacting their own behaviors instead of trying to break that cycle. And it comes out in my silence. Wow. The silence is, man, I can relate to this on so many different levels. But when I think of silence, oftentimes it's our conscious repression of that bottling, because we know that what we have inside, if it were to come out, would be disastrous. It would manifest in anger and potentially violence, or at least harmful dialogue. And sometimes you look at the silence as the best possible tool to employ, because if I speak up, it will be for the worse. But in the end, in the long term, it's a losing strategy, right? Because if you remain silent, you don't know how to properly articulate your emotions and your grievances and issues, and now it comes out at a later date as a volcano, as an eruption. Sometimes unwanted tears come out disguised as anger, but it's really fear. I'm really sad, but it comes out as anger because I don't know how to express myself. And really when I'm trying to ask for help and reach out for my loved ones and their opinions and their thoughts, or to feel validated, I end up causing a bigger issue. And it's out of fear. I don't know how to manage these emotions because I'm literally living as if I'm literally reacting and living out the life I would as a child. I haven't grown up in that sense. Even though I'm facing adult problems, those are the machinations of a younger mind, a mind that is stagnant in their ability to manage emotion. Then I love it. Push it down, comes out sideways. We have the repeat here. This here, when we switch to it comes back up. That's almost like before I was able to repress it for long enough that, okay, it didn't come out fully. It came out sideways. It came out in a way that was potentially suboptimal, but not like completely problematic. But now in the future, when I try to push it down, I have no ability to control it at all, and it comes right back up. Like the whole like binging and purging behavior pattern that people go through when they have eating disorders. You push it down, you try to eat, you try to stomach what you've done, and it just comes right back up. You have no self-control at this point because you've tried and tried and tried, and you've now seen through your own attempts that you are failing, because no matter what, it comes out sideways. And now, given that you recognize things are failing unilaterally, it just has to come right back up anyways. And you're even in like a further negative spiral down. This is, yeah, and then we repeat at the end, push it down, but it comes out sideways. You're just oscillating between two negatives, two extremes, and it's equally problematic, and it results in stagnation. You're not able to grow past what you know, and what you know is coming from your childhood, but now you recognize these as issues and you're still struggling. Man, let me know what you all think about this song in the comments down below. What does it mean to you? How do you view the ideas discussed here by Travis Meadows, and what you think about the song in general? This is a hard-hitting one. It deserves a second, third, fifth, 10th listen. There's a lot going on here, but I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction today. Subscribe if you did, and if you'd like to request one yourselves, hit the link down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace.